Matthew Vaughn, Superman. Obviously, Matthew Vaughn has been talking about Argyle. He's got Argyle coming out, which I'm interested in because it's an interesting concept. It's got Cavill. It's got a pretty good cast. I'm curious to see what he has in store when it comes to at least Argyle. He's talked recently about his Superman pitch, which we're gonna watch. He's talking about Star Wars. And what he said about Star Wars, and said like they should just reboot it with the same characters and blah blah blah. Luke Skywalker, Leia, Han Solo, all of them. Just reboot it, and it's like, dude, there's so much you could do with the universe, that there's so much that has been written, especially novelizations of Star Wars. It's like, no, Matt. No, we're not. No one's going to do that. We just want good stories. And we don't want the Skywalker saga over and over and over and over again, because it's a vast universe. Okay? So we don't want that. So we're no rebooting.
It was said that you were offered a Man of Steel sequel. Like, were you actually?
No.
What's the story behind Superman?
With Mark, I'm a Superman nut, and so is Mark Miller, and Mark and I sat down and we plotted out a trilogy film, and pitched it to Warner's, and
this is after Man
trilogy
of Steel come out already?
No, it's before Man of Steel.
Okay,
so that's
before
what I'm saying.
Man
It's
of
so weird.
Steel. So it's
we
not a
pitched
sequel. It's not
the how to do a trilogy of Superman movies. Warner said they weren't interested, and that's as far as it went.
That's the closest it's ever come. It hasn't
That's
come
the
back
closest.
around.
Never come back around.
Again, I don't expect you to divulge everything, but like, what was the gist? What would you do with Superman that's different than what we've seen, or similar to the Donner films, or what?
I think Donna nailed it.
Yeah.
And I think Wonder Woman worked very well because it was basically a Donna Superman film, but reimagined as Wonder Woman. I would have done it a modern version of the Donna, and we wanted to do it. Our big idea was a twist that Krypton doesn't blow up.
Okay.
This is where
it does eventually.
This is where it gets controversial. Krypton doesn't blow up. So, I mean, I think like JJ's Superman had like a bit of a similarity when it came to like the way that they're going to tell the origin story and everything. And it was going to be a little bit different, but that was one thing where everybody was going, I mean, that's just a big, huge part of Superman's origin story is, Krypton needs to blow up. But he did say it eventually does.
So
Spoiler
the dad
on the movie
was
too,
the dad was right. He just got his timing wrong.
Oh, okay.
So when Superman's grown up, suddenly there's a mass exodus, and then all hell breaks loose. And that was our idea.
Who was your main villain? Did you have was it Zod?
Brainiac, Zod, Zod and Brainiac basically, and Luthor. Luthor was the main villain until Krypton explodes,
Right.
and then
Escalated. Then you get some Kryptonians.
Then
wreaking havoc.
it all goes. Yeah, exactly.
That's interesting too.
I'm surprised, given your association with Henry, that they wouldn't at least have a chat with you at some point about.
No, I wonder. Well, DC have reached out, and Gunn and Peter, we've been talking, and they're
Right.
great. But James, he ring fenced Superman.
The Authority has been mentioned as something, but is that of interest to you?
Now talking about the Authority.
I never say never. At the moment, I'm very much enjoying creating my own things because, as I said, I don't get all the tentacles of political madness. Can't get hold of it.
Yes.
I think Gunn's the franchise, or DC's in the best hands it's been in for a long time. So let's see what happens.
That's what he has to say about that. So I think a lot of us aren't a fan of the whole Krypton not exploding at first, but eventually, and when it comes to like Luthor being the villain before that all happens, and there's like a crazy exodus, and Brainiac, Zod, and other Kryptonians showing up. Interesting, sure, it's different, I get it, but at the same time, I'm like, again, it's just it's sacred. There's like sacred things that you do, and it's just like when it comes to Superman, you have to that world has to just blow up, I guess you could say. But